boss up, nigga.
What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang.
And that's you.
For being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. And welcome back to the Wake Up Show, part of the Free Agent Lifestyle podcast here on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. You in here with the Bruce Wayne of this ish, the king of kings, the king of content, and the speaker of truth, yours truly, the notorious one, aka Mr. Coach Alini, better known as the prognosticator, Coach Stradamus. And you're in the Desert Storm bunker with none other than EWF. That is every woman's fantasy, and I'm the whole fucking show. I'm the CEO, nigga, rope of Fixes Binds LLC, the unbinder, the undebatable, the undisputed best entertainment here on YouTube. You can call me Senor Gregorio Graybeard. The ladies love to call me Mr. Third Leg Greg. Also the man with one trabajo. That is the Mitch Slapper. I'm known as the Anointed One.
Acknowledge me.
The founding father of the After Pill, the junior college sociologist, the Morpheus of the mating matrix, the chocolate Confucius, the Black Moses, the deliverer. Also known as the man that walks in the spirit of Elijah. I'm the man with more nicknames than anyone in the game. But in case you forget those names, just call me CGA, see God Allah, and I be the main event himself, the 14-time demonetized champion of YouTube. We got a shorter, abbreviated show. All right, my dog ruined her little paw, and I had to spend some time at the veterinarian early this morning. Early in the morning, she hurt her paw. All right, and so now I had to go handle some business and get her to the vet because she wouldn't even eat. She wouldn't even go dookie. All right, so I had to go handle that business right there. She's in poor health right now, but it's all good. All right, she's a little limp-wristed right now, and we had to go take that and wrap it up. But anyway, we got a great show for you today, the abbreviated version of this show. We have this TikTok lady wants to know why everybody is single. All right, why everybody is single is the TikTok lady's thing here, and we're going to go ahead and show you on the screen. We'll play the video and give you a brief little preview of what the hell she talking about. Why is everybody single? Now, of course, everybody's not single, all right? Not everybody's single, but you do have a growing number of singles, all right? More women are single now than in the history of any time in the world. All right, so now that means that lends to the case that if you look at certain demographics of people, lots of people of those people will be single. All right. And so what is going on here? I'm trying to, okay, I see what I'm doing. All right. I see what I was doing. I was about to flip out here. I was about to go, here's William. That's what I was about to do. I definitely was about to do a here's William moment. All right. Because I couldn't get this thing set up. Okay. There we go right there. All right. So now let's go ahead and show it on the screen. There it is. There's the sister. You've been on my mind. She says, why is everybody single? Let's listen up.
So the question is, why are there so many single people who are not interested in dating? And ladies, we got these men shook because all they hear is how much money they should be spending on these dates. So look, if you got a $300 minimum that you feel like a man should be spending on a date, and a man take out 2 women in 1 week with that same mentality, that's $600 that he spent on dates with women that he don't even know that he like yet. And understand that a rich man will spend the money because he'll spend as much as necessary to get what it is that he wants from you because he got it. So our focus should be, is he a protector? Is he a provider? How does he treat his kids? How do he treat his mama? It's so many other things that we could be focused on. Now, there is a caveat. Men, if you broke, you shouldn't be dating. Let's just start there. Women, same thing. If you broke, you shouldn't be dating. Get your life together first. So if you built a lifestyle and you are able to afford a lifestyle of your own, I am not saying go get you a man and find you a man who is broke, but the focus should not be how much he can spend on dates. The focus should be everything that has to do everything with his personality and how he treats you. What y'all think about that?
What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? All right.
Y'all ready for this?
And so we are entering into a new era. If you missed yesterday's stream, I pretty much summed up why people were single. So we're going to actually break down what she's talking about and see why everybody's arrived at some of the things that I've talked about for many years. Stop broke dating. All right, got to get your bag up. It's a new day. It's time to boss up. I don't know what to tell you. It's boss up 20.
Better boss up, nigga.
It's boss up. Yeah, repackage ideas. Like, I mean, come on. I mean, Jesus. All right, what do we need to do about this? Come on, y'all.
Straight jacket.
Come on, y'all. Y'all get it together. All right, if you broke, don't be out here dating. I mean, this is some shit that I said like 5-10 years ago, but it is what it is. All right, but anyway, she was the long way around to saying it. And we do have some other videos that determine why people don't find relationships as valuable as you would seem. But to contribute to today's show, $ the Notorious CGA on the Cash App, Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV, PayPal, paypal.me/Coach Greg Adams. And that is near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. And you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel.
New world order.
All right, shout out to you, man. Did I get Kevin G? I did get him in the super chat. NGN can hold on for a second. All right, that's a question. Okay, he says, I believe men today want traditional women, not because they generally believe that it's best for women or society, but because they have the advantage and control. Just like women, men don't care about fairness, but just control and leverage. All right, this is typically going to be the case. Men want to be able to control women, right? That's how we protect them. That's how we provide for them. But of course, when the women typically say, I got my own money, well, then that relinquishes control. There's less control. So you can't control them. All right. And then what is the use of the relationship when you don't have certain means of control? Now, there are some men that just go ahead and go with it. Just so you guys know, there's some men just go ahead and go with it. They don't care about that. They don't even care about providing. They don't care about 50. They don't care about any of that. They don't care about girls' nights out. They don't care about the male best friend. They don't care really if the woman's getting dick down. They really don't care. There are some guys out here that don't care. So you guys, number one, got to understand that. So when you see men in relationships, you got to understand that they may not be as monogamous as you might believe. All right. They may have that completely open, or he just chalks it up. All right. Well, you know what? She going to do what she going to do. She going to do what she going to do. It is what it is. And you can ask Giz. Shout out to our brother. It is our brother. Let's see who this is. Roderick G. He says, I have a Gen X normie supervisor at my job that's been married for 32 years. He often complains about not being able to rest due to his bickering wife on his off days. Married normies always inadvertently validate CGA. Give yourself the Roman Reigns.
Acknowledge me.
Indeed. All right, no rest. Married men, you get no rest. All right, you go on your day off and your wife starts bickering and telling you why you shouldn't be here and slamming cabinet doors and turning on the vacuum cleaner when you're taking a nap. Oh, man. All right, 32 years and pretty much he's cooked at this point. He's cooked. Shout out to Grime Time. He says, most memorable or craziest JUCO story. I'll go. Mine was smashing a mother and a daughter about within 30 minutes of each other in the back of a town car. Nasty boys, stand up. Shout out to you right there.
Oh, that's nasty.
All right, so you smashed the mother, and then 30 minutes later, you smashed the daughter. Hello.
Straight jacket.
And it bees like that. And it bees like that. The daughter-mother thing. I'm not sure if I got that one quite locked into the JUCO story. A mother and a daughter. But I've had a lot of daughters, that's for sure. I've had a lot of mothers' daughters. All right, that's the damn truth. I've had a lot of mothers' daughters. All right, but the JUCO is wild. It's in full effect, and these feral women are out here, and they out here doing the pussy dance right here.
When I start selling pussy, I don't want to hear it. When I start selling pussy, I don't want to hear nobody say shit. When you see me on the corner, bitch, mind your business.
All right, on the corner? All right, man almighty. Okay, all right, mother-daughter fantasy there. I can't say that I've technically had that at the JUCO, just riffing off the top of my head. If I think long enough, I have. All right, but I'm trying to think. Not off the top of my dome. All right, not my Chrome dome. Let me check if there's any PayPals, and then I'll look at a question from NGN. And let's see here. He says, why are men, especially PUA and Riz guys, obsessed with genuine burning desire from women when they also don't care if the woman enjoys it? He says, and crash out at the idea of giving aftercare. It seems like they're legit predators to women. That's an interesting dynamic there, but that's true. Are the PUAs worried about genuine burning desire, or is it the incels of the men who can't get women? Like that is what they were. I don't know if maybe PUAs are obsessed with that. You want genuine, I guess they do promote genuine burning desire. You want genuine, maybe, but they also don't care if the woman enjoys the sex. That's an interesting red pill conundrum. Yes, indeed. All right, Lou, me a favor, man. Hit the like button. We're going to get into the show. And the show is, part of the show is Straggle and Sniggle Theater. We're going to make it rock, all right, as soon as I find the intro.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
Straggle and Sniggle Theater, let's go, let's lock in. It's the morning and we getting a late start, but we'll get 1,000 people in here. We'll get a late start. We'll put on a show. We'll do a show. Let's get the banner up. It's Straggle and Sniggle Theater time, and we got this one. It says studies suggest nearly 96% of women who cheat are said to be cheating with black men. All right, let's go ahead and see if that actually pans out. There's the video mode right there. We have it shared, and it's just coming from, we got a wife and a Pookie and a beta Brad. All right, there's the suggestion here. Studies suggest that nearly 96% of women who cheat are said to cheat with black men. I don't know how to get that statistic, but we'll see real quick here how they got it. But let's play the video.
Game. What I do, I wouldn't disrespect you and your girl like that. You think it's all fucking cute? No, you basically destroyed our relationship. She had one goddamn chance to make it up to me.
And this was a chance. I fucked it up. Don't blame her, blame me.
I'm angry at both of you because she let it happen.
I forced myself to come up here.
You took advantage of her when she was drunk.
I did.
You said you would forgive both of us.
I'll
this is not very
He John too, though.
You didn't even
You
give him
set
a chance.
this up.
No, she didn't.
How did you know she was here?
Because I got a location. It's on Snapchat, man. Free 99. You got to use Snapchat. I'll pop up here. Filters. You can't use a Snapchat filter without your location being on. I thought we were all good, Mark. That's why.
Talk.
Yeah, I think we should,
Please,
man.
Mark.
Give him a kiss. Hey.
Fucking game.
All right, so we got Pookie and Beta Brad. We got Mr. Steal Your Girl in full effect. We also got These Hoes Ain't Loyal. Any other trope or any of these things that you hear, Pookie get it for free. Ask Niggy. All right, this nigga don't even have the same skin complexion. And he out here smashing, and he definitely looks like he's impressed with himself. You know what I mean? I'm fucking your wife. All right, that's Nicky. You know what I mean? Like, he got that look on his face where he know he can whoop his ass, or he believes he can, and he's also fucking his wife type shit. All right, but let's take a closer look. We need to examine this. I got a whole Millie Mouth muskrat coming out here. This definitely got to be a skit. All right, but we got a whole muskrat that we fighting over. Take a look, gentlemen, as I've been saying,
the humanity.
when it comes to black men and their choices of women, it is almost going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel.
The humanity.
All right, and they will fight. They will big up themselves, pat themselves on the back, do just about any damn thing to brag about smashing a 3. All right, a clear 3 or a 4. All right, I mean, this ain't much more than a 4. But Niggy's gonna do Niggy shit.
Humanity.
I mean, I bet you she's super duper nasty with it. She licked the dookie hole and all of that. I'm pretty sure she does. All right, but take a look at who they fighting over. Take a look at who he was all proud to talk to you because I'm smashing your girl. Your bitch chose me. I mean, goodness. I mean, take a look at this piece of trailer park trash. Mud shark extraordinaire. And she extra Millie in the mouth. Look at that Millie ass mouth. Look at that Millie ass mouth right there. Look at that Millie ass mouth. All right, goodness gracious. Does he even have teeth? Look at his chin. This woman definitely looks slow. But he over there bragging. All right, and he got it for free 99, he said.
You set this up.
Look at him. He proud too. He's like, yep. I'm out here poking these niggas' wives. You know, this is a proud moment for him.
No, she didn't.
How did you know she was here?
Because I got a location. It's on Snapchat, man. Free 99.
All right, free 99. So it says right here, why women are attracted to black men. Let's just say this. All right, this is a lie. All right, whatever this is, studies suggest that nearly 96% of women are said to cheat with black men. I mean, I don't know where they got that stat, but that ain't even true at all. But why women are attracted to black men. All right, let me see. What is this shit? All right, I'll just see if we can. I'll just see if we can break it down here. Number one, it's physical attractiveness, facial features, body type and physique. Okay, social and cultural factors, confidence and swag, charisma, riz, and social skills, cultural affinity and shared experiences, orgies, and then exotic and different appeal. All right, who wrote this shit? All right, who wrote this? All right, don't get these niggas twisted, man. I mean, look, it is what it is, but I mean, not completely true. 96%, Maybe, yeah. All right, we got Straggle Single Theater. This one
If I
says,
was a man, every woman would want.
You already heard this already. So this Ling Ling says if she was a man. If she was a man. So what this is, she's going to talk about how easy it would be to get romance, to get love as a man. All right, so here we go right here.
If I was a man, every woman would want me because I would just love and cherish them and tell them how beautiful and precious they were and kiss them on their foreheads, play with their hair, buy them gifts, take them to nice dinners, spoil them, worship them, and make sure that every day that they knew that they were the most magical and beautiful creature in the world. Yeah, if I was a man, I would do that. It's weird that you men can't keep these women around.
All right, so I've heard this before. I've heard women say that. If I was a man, it would be easy to get women, all right? And then you're like, not really. She just don't realize how you about to get played like a fool out here. You about to get played like a fool. If I was a man, I would just caress and I would tell these women the truth. And I would tell them, man, be honest. And I would take them out to dinner and I would rub the back of their head and I would massage their neck for free. The problem with that is there's a massive problem with this. Almost none of these guys get women. None of these guys get women in their prime. All right, we'll talk about this. All right, your ass will be out here with a dry deek. Dry deek. All right, so yeah, women sum that up. I actually heard a woman actually tell me this before. She'd be like, if I was a man, it'd be super easy. I would just basically simp. All right, I would do this and I would pull out chairs and put coats over puddles and all this shit. And it would be nice and easy. I would do it. All right, that's what she said. I would do it, and it would be easy. I'd get a lot of girls. That's what she said. Now, we know this is foolish.
If I was a man, every woman would want me because I would just love and cherish them and tell them how beautiful and precious they were and kiss them on their foreheads, play with their hair, buy them gifts, take them to nice dinners.
Wow, this is crazy, man. I mean, how you going to afford all this? How much time you have? All right, you don't have time for this, Romeo. Okay.
Spoil them,
worship them. These are all things that she desires. All right, but these are not things that men are able to give to every woman because most of the time they're going to get used for this early on in their lives. So yeah, this is funny, comical.
Worship them and make sure that every day that they knew that they were the most magical and beautiful creature in the world.
Yep, just magical and beautiful, and just go to Never Never Land. All right, go to Never Never Land. You're the most magical and wonderful creatures in the world. You're also skeezers at the same time. So how about that skeezing activity that you were doing? Okay, all right, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, if I was a man, I would do that. It's weird that you men can't keep these women around.
Yeah, it's weird. Shame on you, guys. Shame on you. It's super duper easy. It's a slam dunk. All right, just do as I tell you and you will win. You can win as long as you keep your head to the sky. All right, here we go right here. We have Straggle Single Theater. We have a Ling Ling. Oh, that's the second Ling Ling that we have right here. We have Ling Ling. She basically is saying this right here. She's saying,
what kind of fuck you give me?
All right, this is what Ling Ling says right here. It says, when you want him to lead, but also get the ick of being told what to do. We've heard this voiceover once before, but we'll play it again. Ling Ling and Ricky Tan, all 4'9" of her, and so forth and so on, and all 5'8" of Ricky Tan. Let's play the video.
I want leadership, but don't just like boss me around, you know? Like lead me. Lead me when I'm in the mood to be led. I want leadership, but don't just like boss me around, you know? Like lead me. Lead me when I'm in the mood to be led.
I like to get dominated.
I like to
choked, whooped, spanked, told what to do. I need a man to take charge and let me just, be goofy.
I cook, I suck, I shut the fuck up.
All right, that's what you need right there. That's what you need. But of course, yes, this is also indicative of children that are being raised by parents. All right, if you're nice to your child, it ain't gonna work. All right, if you are controlling to your child and telling them what to do, it ain't gonna work. Similarly with women. Now, in order for her to get this dynamic, what's going to happen is she's going to act like a brat. She's going to act stubborn, like a stubborn mule. She's not going to listen. She's going to revert back to what she's comfortable with. You're never going to get her back on track. And thus, it's going to be the efforts are futile. Okay, so that effort is going to be wasted effort. There's going to be a lot of wasted motion, and you're going to invest a lot of time trying to get this dynamic to keep this bitch in check, and she's going to be fighting you all down the way, all right? Fighting you all along the way, making it difficult for you to keep this up. Most men then throw in the towel, right? I'm not about to keep this shit up, right? Like this one, she was like, all you have to do is this, all right? And then most men throw in the towel. All right, so in this case, the man can't keep up with it because he's like, what's the point? Every time I try to be domineering, every time I try to lead you, you dig your heels into the ground. So forget it. Okay, you're always fighting. All right, and it's always this animosity related to, you know, you just trying to figure out, how am I going to make it difficult for you to lead me? It's tough. It's tough. Now, guys that have the energy and time and space for this, God bless you. I don't. All right, it's very difficult. It's draining.
I want leadership, but don't just like boss me around, you know? Like lead me when I'm in the mood to be led.
Yep, and it makes sense in their little bird brain. Shout out to them little chicken box bird brain having ass chicas, all right, or Ling Lings. It makes sense in their head, just so you guys know. But all I hear is, what do I hear? Where's my chicken? All right, but nah, man, they dig their heels into the ground. It's going to make it difficult, and then you're going to catch a case. All right, but anyway, nonetheless, do me a favor, hit the like button, and we'll get that beautiful intro on the outro.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
Straggle and Sniggle Theater. All right, we're done with that. We're going to go to some super chats and kick back to the next part of the show. We have NGN says, why do Western men make fun of poor women overseas by referring to their feet being dirty? Is it because a lot of guys have a foot fetish? It doesn't make sense to me. Maybe because I'm not into feet. Laughing my ass off. No, it's not that they might necessarily have a foot fetish, but a dirty feet is definitely a sign, all right, of poverty. Definitely a sign of being poor, which means in effect, this might not be the best person to sleep with if they're getting a dirty ass feet in your bed. All right. So, yeah, the dirty feet thing, it's not necessarily foot fetish, but I think it definitely revolves around the fact that them dirty feet coming in your bed. All right. And you guys might need to get in the habit of these women washing their pussy out when they get to your house. All right. Treat them like a prostitute. All right. Give them a cup. Wash out your punani. Lameek says, thought you double booked us with a JUCO coach only to find out that it was Nova. I hope she gets better. Those vet bills be crazy. Nova, better work, bish. Yes, indeed. Nova, you're going to have to do extra content. All right, extra content. I'm going to have to dress your ass up in a costume at this point and put your ass on the gram. All right, trying to hurt your paw and all that. Hell no. Hell to the no. Got me out here about to break the bank. $600 for a dog paw. Shout out to our brother here. Jacob says, Coach, I sent the donation in the PM, and he says, my girlfriend says I don't love her the same as she loves me. She said I'm too nonchalant and don't express my love for her as much as she likes. It says, I tried telling her it's never 50-50 in terms of love. She doesn't understand. Well, you're talking to a brick wall. One thing you know about love is you can't really determine how people love you. You can actually choose a person that loves you the way that they love you, but some people love you in different ways. Love me in a special way. Okay, some people love differently. Like some people love by giving you security or they protect you. All right, they're not going to be all cuddle and snuggle, and snuggy, huggy, buggy. All right, they're not all going to be huggy, buggy and caressing and kissing you on the forehead and tickling your back of your ear and, you know what I mean? And they're not going to do all of that. They're not going to do all that. So, yeah, you might be indifferent. You might be nonchalant. You not be too excited when the person sees you. I'm excited to see you. You're not going to be excited to see a person. So you might not express that. You might be a true introvert. But a lot of times people do show love by being present. Right? If I come home every night, that's love. It's not because I don't have options. It's because that's how I love. Now, you can't then tell them that he also has to be huggy buggy. Okay? All right? It only counts if you're all huggy buggy with me. All right? Well, he don't want to be huggy buggy. So yeah, that's how it works. You might tell her, love is to you is to when you come home from work, she's grabbing ankles. All right, that's love. All right, she puts her hair in a ponytail when you walk in the door and she slobs you down. All right, that's love to me. That's love. But they want it all, brand new socks and drawers. They want it all when it comes to love. So you almost have to jump through hoops and hurdles, all right, to please them. If you're not going to give me love the way I want it, I'll go find it somewhere else. Go do it. Go do it. Some people will say, yeah, because if I provide for you, that's love. Right, but no, women want that in addition. All right, I want more than that. I deserve to be loved. Someone to love. All right, I'm singing. I'm in a good mood today. I'm in a great mood today. Shout out to our brother. It is Mr. Josh Finley from way downtown. Shout out to you, and he gave me the thank you hands or the amen hands. I'm not sure what that is. Let's get to the next segment, and we only got 3 segments. Do me a favor, hit that like button. We have, what is it? It's an evil world we live in? That's what I thought it was. Let's do it. Let's get the sound effect. All right, the sound effect is hiding.
It's an evil world we live in.
All right, the sound effect of an evil world we live in. It says right here, evil men will never lose. Evil men will never lose. All right, let's go take a look at Frederick Douglass or some runaway slave on your TV screen. Pop it up right there. Take a look at this brother right here. He definitely looks like he's a runaway. Look at that. No, and I ain't happy if it ain't nappy. All right, that is a nice nappy fro with some twisted locks. All right, you got to go years of not combing your hair to look like that. You know how long you don't have to comb your hair to look like that? All right, but let's see what he says. Evil men will never lose.
A misogynistic man gonna have all the women he could possibly want until the day he died. They do not die alone and sad. They die happy and full. And before y'all disagree with me, look at the challenges these women is posting. You can put these bitches through the ringer. And it ain't got nothing to do with the women being ugly, because they already didn't prove that. They posting these ugly ass men thinking they're making him look stupid. No, bitch, you look stupid. Y'all be talking about, oh, a genuine woman is hard to come by. Yeah, because she's with an abuser right now. He's getting her right. Oh, well, my girl, she doesn't act like that. Yeah, because she already got her ass beat. He already got her in line for you. He beat her ass and manipulated her and did all the evil shit so you wouldn't have to. That's why she know how to function with you. Misogynists, abusers, cheaters, all that, they always got women. And you always gonna hear about the shit they doing from women, and more women still gonna come to them. They gonna be more interested in them just because of what they heard another woman said that he did. And they getting the women of all calibers, high self-esteem, low self-esteem, lot of money, no money, broke, big, skin, they getting them all.
All right, so he's saying the 80-20 rule essentially, and misogynists, the Andrew Tates of the world, if you will. All right, he's a known person that is known to be a misogynist, and of course he has women. So this is what we were talking about. You're nice to her, like that Asian woman said, oh, I want to be nice to women and I would get them. Nah, really it's the dudes that's not very nice to women that get women. Now, do they keep them? Do they end up not going to jail? We don't know. But he's even saying these guys get majority of women, and the women know, and it makes them more attractive, all right, to the women. These are basic evolutionary biology traits where if a woman knows you have options, she will more likely line up than they'll fall back. All right, she'll more likely line up in the fall back. But yeah, he is right that these type of men do keep women. They do keep getting other women. And they also are always the woman that, they're also the man that always is he's a deadbeat. Okay, he was an abusive. He was an abusive. All right, and they'll also say things like, he wasn't nice. He never treated me nice. Guess what? She stayed for 10 years. She stayed for 10 years. Now, you sneeze funny on one date, she's like, oh, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could do this. You do that one time, and she ready to throw in the towel. She's like, I can't deal with a dude that sneeze funny. All right, I can't deal with a dude that look funny. So, yeah, that's the situation there. So, the men who are straightforward and direct, shout out to Alan Roger Curry, the men that are strong and masculine, the men that are so-called will put women in their place, they'll always keep women. All right, always. They're always going to have one. It is the guys that aren't like this that are going to struggle. All right, shout out to Frederick Douglass and the Runaway Slave Band. With what he's saying, he's absolutely, I think he's right. I think he's right. Evil men will never lose. They always going to have women. Now, that's not going to mean that it's a positive, but yes, and they're also going to fuck 3s and 4s. They're going to do it. You cannot stop them. You can only hope to contain them. We have a man that says being a man nowadays, being a man nowadays is no longer respected by society anymore. Let's play the video.
Bro, I said that shit earlier today on Twitter, man. I said something similar to that. Because at the end of the day, what the fuck is a man, bro? Like, we all just living and learning and trying to figure this shit out. What is a man beyond us being the more dominant motherfucker when it comes to fighting or making money or some shit? After that, bro, it's just a lot of men that put themselves in the box of a man, and then they try to make themselves more important by making it seem like I'm what a man is. This is what you should be doing. Nobody don't give a fuck about all that. We ain't trying to all go get no fucking construction job, or everybody ain't trying to drive trucks. Everybody ain't trying to be getting no fucking trade, bro. Motherfuckers out here trying to be elite motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like being a man is subjective, because everybody, it's a motherfucker out here that's doing what Hercules was doing. Hercules was out here helping motherfuckers. Hercules out here working out and shit, had good physique, and he still ain't getting respected, bro, in society. And I ain't saying society dictates what a man is, or I ain't saying society.
Okay, slow down, sir. All right, slow down, sir. All right, I didn't realize this video was that long. All right, how long is it? Damn, that's the longest minute in history. All right, that is the longest minute in history. I was starting to fall asleep. Okay, so he's using the it's subjective, and that you know, working hard or working certain jobs doesn't guarantee you to be defined as a man. That you could be a different version of man and still be a man. Okay, so people do this, and they saying, you know, these guys that are telling you to get up off your ass and work out and be an entrepreneur, don't listen to them. All right, you can be a different version of man. You can be any man you want. The problem is that's not how society works. They're going to judge you based on what you build, what you provide, what you do. Okay, that's what they're going to do. Let's see what she was talking about.
Everybody, it's a motherfucker out here that's doing what Hercules was doing. Hercules was out here helping motherfuckers. Hercules out here working out and shit, had good physique, and he still ain't getting respected, bro, in society.
All right, so there's it is right there. He's not getting respect, and that's the truth. All right, most people do not maintain. They don't become immortal. They get no respect. I don't care if you dead as a doorknob and you paid every bill and you never let a woman lift her funky ass finger. All right, she's going to say it once, but you ain't going to be remembered. If it's your wife or widower, she going to get throttled by next week before you out there dead and cold on the ground. All right, so those things don't go that long for men. Men, you have to have the value to do things for yourself. You have to do that. All right, and then if other people want to follow suit, they'll do so. But sometimes they'll get off the bus. They really don't care either. So it's not that you're waiting for women to do it. You're actually doing it for yourself. All right, that's what you have to get to.
And I ain't saying society dictates what a man is, or I ain't saying society gives us our strength as men. But I'm saying, what the fuck is?
I don't know. He sound kind of lispy. I mean, the more I'm listening to this, I'm like,
hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
And I'm going to tell you where he got it. He was like, a man. All right, that sounds kind of Duke shootery right here. Charcuterie.
Gives us our strength as men, but I'm saying, what the fuck?
As men. Yeah, as men, that's going to be some rainbows, man. As men. All right, that definitely sounds Duke shootery. As men. Men. We're the men. All right. As niggas. All right. We're the men.
Gives us our strength as men, but I'm saying, what the fuck is a man at the end of the day? Beyond a man is who he is. A man is his mindset. You got a weak man, you got a strong man. After that, it ain't really no in between, bro. A lot of motherfuckers try to make it seem like men are supposed to be this type of way, this one type of way, bro, and that's bullshit. And it starts blurring lines. It makes people not fall in love with people that's actually in love with them. It makes men go out and seek bitches that don't even want them, because a lot of motherfuckers think Future is what a man is.
And then you got motherfuckers that think Kevin Samuels is what a man is. And then you got motherfuckers who think Tupac is what a man is. Then you got motherfuckers who think I'm what a man is. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the fuck this shit is because you got to give yourself your own title, my nigga. My thing is, why the fuck are we even trying to follow rules of society if we ain't gonna be respected for following them? We've been following the goddamn rules. Opening doors for women, paying bills, going on dates. Why none of us ain't got no fucking wife?
All right, and
bro, I said that shit earlier today on Twitter, man.
Be quiet. Hey, man, so yeah, he's in that situation where he believes he's trying to do and seek validation through these acts. All right, if I do these acts and I represent myself as a good man, I'll be rewarded. If I get a degree, I should be rewarded heavier than the blue-collar guys. Or blue-collar guys are men too. Just because you got a C-suite and a white-collar job doesn't mean you're a man. Just because you have more money, I make $60,000 a year. Guess what? I should be able to be a man too because all of these other people accept and they appreciate it. But the problem is you have to understand that is not going to be the case. Most people don't really care. They just almost are entitled to what you do. And they'll put their little paw out and panhandle and then now you cooked. Right? Not even your kids. Right? Not even your kids, man. Your kids going to be like, and? Yeah, that's nice and all that. All right, that's nice and all that. Next video, we have a woman, a doctor. Her name is Dr. Anna Mushin. I'm not sure what it is. All right. All right, listen to this. All right, we got a fluffy looking woman here. It's a doctor. She says monogamy was created to control us. All right, monogamy was created to control us. Here we go.
Sexually monogamous is a really quite bad idea. It is a form of control. Monogamy itself is a social construct, mostly. We are not a monogamous species. There are, in fact, very few monogamous species in the world. I read a book the other day that says something like 0.002% of the animals on this planet are monogamous. Because what you will see in the wild and what you see mostly with humans is social monogamy. They live together. But the infidelity rate sits generally at around 50%. So 50% of those households are not sexually monogamous. And in fact, from an evolutionary point of view, being sexually monogamous is a really quite bad idea because you are limiting yourself to a very narrow gene pool. So we have monogamy mainly in the West because it's a socially prescribed form of organisation. And it was imposed because it is a form of control. If we all just gave in constantly to precisely what our drives were saying, there'd be kind of chaos. And those in power wouldn't be able to predict what anybody is going to do because actually I'm just going to go, I feel, sexually attracted to whoever that is over there. I'm going to go mate with them, but I'm going to come back and live here. But then I've got a kid over there and it's all really, really confusing. So over time, when civilization first arose, the more complex we got. And as we started to live together in cities, those in control were like, okay, I really need to be able to predict what these lesser beings are going to do. So I'm going to impose monogamy. You can only live with one person and basically have sex with one person. Nobody actually ever only had sex with one person, but we're going to look like we do. And that's why we have legitimacy rules about children.
All right, let me stop her here.
Straight jacket.
All right, I mean, I kind of covered this plenty of times on my monogamy streams, that exact thing, all right? You're able to be controlled more. Everything you do is going to be predictable. If you're in a couple and married and have kids, what are you going to do? You're going to buy a house, okay? Then you're going to send kids to college, and then you're going to probably do things like, you're going to save for retirement for both people. You're going to be at Office Depot, Home Depot, and Lowe's every weekend, right? You're predictable as a motherfucker. You're going to be buying grills and turf, turf shampoo and all of this shit. Lawnmowers and leaf blowers. You're predictable as hell. They can market to you. They can control you. All right, this is where all the married people live. These are all the single people live. This is what married people do. So there is a great benefit. I'm not a monogamous person. I do think that there's great benefits to monogamy, but that doesn't mean it is the preferred choice because what she says then, what does she say? Most people say they're doing it, but they ain't doing it. All right, which is the worst part of monogamy. I mean, I think it's nothing pisses me off about monogamy is to think that when I'm doing it, you were supposed to be doing it, but you weren't doing it. Now, that's a slap in the face because directly you actually made a commitment for it. Or if you say, I'm not monogamous, you have to be monogamous. And they say, okay. And then they go fuck everybody on the side. And they were like, well, I can't be loyal to you if you constantly fucking other people. But I told you, we negotiated it. All right, that's what you did. But of course, hey, your word is not your bond. So in this situation here, there are some great benefits to being monogamous, which means that there's going to be less STIs. We know that STIs do spread. Oh, by the way, on locals, go to CoachRickAdams.locals.com later on today. I just have to announce this. All right. I did get my bi or tri monthly, I believe is what I said, or need to say. Is it tri-monthly? Tri-monthly STI test. I'm going to reveal the results. All right, are you guys ready for it? I'm going to reveal the results.
Y'all ready for this?
On locals. Again, it's a tradition that I do because I'm out here in these streets, all right?
In these streets?
And a lot of people go like, Coach, you going to guess STI, all right? And I've been around the world clapping cheeks. Clapping and slapping cheeks. Slapping ass, pulling hair, and pinching titty nipples. All right, yo. And I came back clean like a motherfucking whistle. All right, shout out to you, man. Clean as a whistle again. All right, again and again. It's CoachRickAdams.locals.com. Where's my motherfucking epic win again, bro? I'm clean as a whistle. Again, it's a quarterly. It is a quarterly. All right. I've been getting my duck sick and my balls licked. All right, and it still came back clean as a whistle. Whew. All right, none of these hoes can say I gave them an STI. All right, but why was I talking about that? Well, you know, I do show that over on locals, and the reason why I do it is not because, you know, I want to be bragging or something like that, but what I'm doing is showing you that if you live a certain lifestyle, y'all scared of this and y'all motherfucking scared of that, well, at the end of the day, all right, I'll be out here throttling and choking and spanking and whooping these hoes. All right. And guess what? Every 3 months, whew, clean as a whistle. All right, here we go right here. Let me see here. We're going to post it up on locals at the end of the show because I do that for my locals, the people who are members of locals. All right, if you're a member, you got to be a member of locals to see it. All right, but I posted up there, bruh. Okay. Okay, I posted up there, but the reality is that's one of the greatest benefits of the monogamy. Now, there's going to be one extra caveat to this monogamy conversation, and I tend to...
It's an evil world we live in.
I tend to see this conversation happen, and I just go, bro, like, what are we doing? All right, so what do you think about this? All right, what eventually is when you hear a person says monogamy is not natural. We're not hardwired for monogamy. When you hear this, what do you think comes next? But the next thing they come is the moral argument. Okay, the moral argument. And then they're going to say, I'm pushing immorality in society type of shit. So the moral argument, and it says this argument, which it wasn't an argument. She was stating facts, all right? This is not an argument. This argument fundamentally, prioritizes hedonism and pleasure over stability and harmony. A healthy family needs peace and structure, and that's why monogamy is the common choice. It has nothing to do with control. False. All right, there it is right there. It has family and peace and structure in a better place. Well, technically, yes. But when you throw in, even in these stable communities, as the woman was saying in the data, and not the argument, as the woman was saying, even in those marriages, you have a high rate of child paternity fraud and divorce and affairs. So how do you justify that? The way you justify it is basically saying, well, I don't know who's having an affair. Not everybody's having an affair. You see what I'm saying? They're just then will say, well, not everybody's having one. And how do you know who's having one and who's not? Okay, but we know data-wise that a lot of enough people are cheating to make it even a farce to believe that now monogamy would bring on more hedonism, when monogamy itself is bringing on hedonism already. Okay, but it does have an indicator of control. For instance, you mentioned it there, peace and structure. So that way, then they can control you if you are establishing monogamy in a course of peace. I mean, in a course of a society. So yeah, I mean, the woman is right. I know people don't want her to be right because you can't get no vagina, and so thus, if you can't get none, nobody else can get any. All right, but that's the basic argument. Well, I can't get none, and nobody else should get none either. All right, 100%. But who cut this woman's hair? Ugh. All right, nothing looks bad. Nothing looks worse than a white woman with a bell haircut like this. I mean, this is terrible. I don't want to be looking at the back of a white woman's buffalo hump on the back of their neck. All right, at all. All right, grow some hair.
Where the white women at?
and inheritance and all that kind of thing, because it maintains control. Being sexually monogamous is a really quite bad idea.
All right, it's not a quite bad idea.
It is a form of control.
All right, New World Order. All right, shout out to the control here. And when you think about it, New World Order, it's definitely the case, right? The church promotes it, and the church is able to benefit by doing what? Creating families within the church, thus keeping the church alive longer. And Pastor Porkchop paid. All right, that's what basically she's talking about there. It's not too much about the control shit. But anyway, do me a favor, hit the like button.
It's an evil world we live in.
It is an evil world we live in. All right, let me see if I can take that down off the banner. And I'm going to need a cup of coffee. I'm going to definitely need some coffee, some Joe. All right, I was running around, stayed out late last night, running around this morning. But we got it back on track. The big boss man says, I knew a guy from high school who loved this girl, but the girl loved the bad boy who got all the girls and dogged the girls out every time. That girl has 6 kids with the F-boy. 6 kids. Okay. 100%. I don't know how we don't see this. All right. But yes, when it comes to what women like with men, what this woman said was going to work opposite. Right here. Where is it at? Right there. This woman. I would love them and cherish and hug them and kiss them and rub the back of their neck without being asked for 28 minutes and 32 seconds. All right. I would kiss their feet. I would kiss their forehead. Okay. Yes. Women do like those things. Women do very much like them things. Now watch this. Who do they like them from? Uh-oh. Who do they like them from? That's going to be the question. Look at the first 25 to 30 years of their lives. You have to take off year 1 through 12. Take off 0 through 12. Then go to their first 25, 26, 27 years of their lives. What you're going to find is that the man that she wants to be romantic is going to be the bad boy. The bad boy. She wants the bad boy to be romantic. She don't want your goofy, recessed chin having ass to be romantic. Have you ever tried that? You a goofy, lame, square L7, and you come over there with that corny ass shit. All right. And it don't fly at all. She be looking at you like, bruh, anyway, take that shit back to the stove. She want Ray to be romantic. She want Ray to hug and kiss her on the forehead. She wants those archetypes. And I meant to mention the other guy talking about men's archetypes or men. I think he was saying men. Being a man is subjective. What he meant to say was what I taught male archetypes. There are different male archetypes. So there are different types of men that still need to be men. All right. So he's saying there's not one type of man. There's different types of men. That's true. There's just different archetypes. Some people have a mixed archetype. Like you could do a little bit of, swag, a little bit of, cool, finesse, right? Be that type of guy, a gentleman. You could be a gentleman with a little bit of pizzazz. You could be a staunch, hardcore alpha who only eats steak and liver. Okay? You could be a player, a money boss player. You could be a pimp. I mean, there's a whole bunch of it. There's a whole bunch of archetypes. So, yeah, that's what he was discussing related to that. But, yes, the rhythm, the rebel. Yes, the girl wants the bad boy to be nice. All right, listen, who were in white neighborhoods? Did you grow up in a white neighborhood in the 80s or the 90s? Okay. Who grew up in the white neighborhood in the 80s and the 90s? Remember who white girls loved? They loved John Bon Jovi, although he's not a bad guy. They liked Slash from Guns N' Roses and Axl Rose. They liked Bret Michaels from Poison. All right, that's who the women was going crazy over in the 80s, in the early 90s. They was going nuts over them. They liked them ninjas from Nirvana, Kurt Cobain. Like, that's who they wanted. They wanted somebody that was rough around the edges and shit like that. That's what they wanted. And indeed, that played out in the Sex Over Life docuseries, if you will, or series, miniseries, where, yeah, it was the rocker, the DJ, the edgy guy, the guy that got drugs and this shit type of shit. Like, that guy was the guy they wanted to be romantic. That was the guy they wanted to be romantic. Now, let's take it to other side over here. You go back to the neighborhoods right there. Okay. They want the guys that have a little bit of edge, swag, they excessively handsome. They want Morris Chestnut. They want Malcolm Jamal Warner to be romantic and nice and be smiling all the time. They don't want, listen, they want guys excessively handsome and good looking and that has options to be romantic. They don't want you goofy ass niggas to be that at all. Okay? They don't want you goofy, lame, and squares to be pulling out chairs and showing up with roses and all that. It don't matter, bro. And it don't matter really if you're a F-boy. It ain't going to get her to be more loyal to you to an extent. So don't think that either if you're just going to be that. Shout out to our brother Super Stokes. Coach, quick shout out to you in the free agent lifestyle. I'm in Costa Rica and got the 26-year-old Juco on tap for lunch. CR is cool, low-key, good tours. I'm 56, retired United States Air Force Airman. Thank you for your service. Current aircraft inspector and budding commercial pilot. He says, living a life of peace, quiet, and freedom. Panama is next. You damn near on the same tour that I'm about to be on right now. Shout out to you. All right. You about to be on the same tour I'm on. Costa Rica, then Panama. I'm going to be putting hands on hips. When I dip, you dip, we dip. I put my hand up on my hips. When I dip, you dip, we dip. He putting hands on Latina hips out there in Panama and Costa Rica. Thank you for your service. Retired U.S. Air Force Airman. Shout out to you, man. It's having fun. Having fun. No Government Name SD says, I know the normie research says that money doesn't make people happier once they get past 80K, but I wanted to give a little donation. Thank you for the hard work. But we actually found data that actually put that data to rest. So what do you know? All right. But yes, you can be happier making more money. But the one thing that makes you less happy when you're making more money is you do have to fuck with a lot of people will ask you for money. Okay. A lot of people will ask you for money. For some reason, when they know you got money or they assume you got money, they have no problem asking you for crazy ass money. I think there was a guy, I want to say it wasn't Tyrese. Maybe it wasn't. There was another guy. I don't know if an NFL player or something like that. I can't remember the guy. But he said when he started making money, people would come up and be like, oh, let me hold a quick 250 grand. Like, you're like, wait, you want 250 grand? Sir, do you know anybody else that you could possibly bum 250 grand off of? Like, you don't know anybody else. You couldn't fix your mouth to ask anybody else that you know for 250 grand. But for some reason, because you think I got it, you think you can come over here with your bum ass and ask me for 250 grand. Like, you just going to go ahead and just give away money, right? I got money to burn. Okay. I don't know what to do with the money. So yes, that's typically what's going to happen. And this is when people get pissed off. So this is when you see wealthy people tend to be, arrogant. They put their nose up. They don't greet you. They walk right past you. They look at you like my favorite meme. Okay. Let me see if I can do it. Let's see if I can find it here. Damn, where's my favorite meme? Oh man, shit, I can't find it. Let's see here. Damn, I can't find it. I'm going to need a better description to search it up. All right, but you know the meme I'm talking about where the dude, he's sitting down and he stand up and he look him up and down. All right, damn, somebody give me a way to find that meme. But anyway, that's why you see wealthy people look unhappy, all right, because they're tired of people asking them for shit. Relatives asking you for shit, the maid asking you for shit. You supporting people, the maid asking you for a raise, the nanny, the personal trainer, all that discretionary income. Everybody wants your money. People trying to sell you shit. Okay, when people think you got money, they're going to try to sell you shit. All right, they'll be like, hey, he got it. I'm going to sell it to him. And they'll invest in selling to your monkey ass. They'll be at your door every day, knocking on the door. Hey, I got to sell you something. Remember I told you I was going to sell you something? Okay. All right, remember I was going to tell you I was going to sell you something? I'm back to remind you that I was going to tell you and sell you something. I'm going to remind you. All right, everybody putting business cards on your cars in your motherfucking house. They want to sell you solar panels. They want to clean your windows. The motherfuckers want to give you a new security system. All right, they be out there wanting to do all of the damn, they want to do all of the damn, what do you call it? Spray for all the bugs. They want to be your plumber or electrician. All right, they motherfuckers be selling you shit all the time. You walk up, hey, all right, you got a nice membership at this nice health club. Let me sell you some extra benefits here. Let me sell you an extra massage. You're like, bruh, let me just come in here, bruh. I'm not here for you to sell me shit. I'm not here for you to sell me shit. But so that's why people look silly when they look unhappy. Let me see if I can find the meme. Yeah, I found it. I found the meme. All right, this is why wealthy people look like this. Thank you. Somebody said James Franco. This right here. Yep, mobile car washes, right? I'll do your cars. I'll do your windows, right? You need a new roof, need a new air conditioner, water heater, hard water heater, soft water heater, clean water heater. But, yep. So there it is right there. All right, that's how wealthy people be like, nigga, if you don't get the fuck out. I love this meme. This is the funniest meme. Anytime somebody put this on a comment, I'll be busting out laughing, all right? Because that's how I'll be looking. When you make a certain amount of money and you walk outside and walk through the mall, everybody try to sell you something. This right here, bruh. Nigga, please. All right, where's my I wish a ninja would sound effect out here? Let's see where I would. Where is it at? Okay.
I wish a nigga would.
Yeah, they gonna try to sell you something. Women gonna sell you all kind of pussy. Women gonna sell you pussy that you never thought sold pussy. All right, that's gonna be the nigga wake up call for you. Because all your life, you pray for someone like you. You're just gonna be chilling, finding your own monkey rabbit ass business, sitting there having a cup of coffee. It's just gonna sell you some pussy. Hi, Mr. Negro. How are you? Sit down. Hi, putting their hands in their laps. Yeah, so let's get to know each other over $1,000 in dick. All right, let's do it. All of a sudden, there's a price for it. Okay, before you never knew what the price was. They would be like, well, I want dinners and fine dining and vacations. I want to be spoiled. You're like, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean? You want to be spoiled. What does that mean? All right, hold on for a second.
What that mean?
Hi, handsome. Hi, debonair, gray beard man. I love a man with a bald hair and gray beard. How about I sell you some pussy? All right, and you're just like, oh. How about 650? All right, 500. I'll sell you some. And you're like, well, okay. All right, what do you need there, little girl? All right, need to pay for your cheerleading outfit next year. All right, I got you. All right, here we go. 500, you say? All right, that's no problem. Easy peasy. Yeah, they want to sell it to you. They want to get in front of you. So, look, when you become what the brother was talking about here earlier, all right, let me put some respect on this fucking name. All right, it's no government name SD. One thing you got to understand is that people will say you're not happier when you make more money, but I think what happens is when you make more money, more people start leeching off of you. Okay, your kids gonna sandbag, bro. Your kids are fixing a sandbag. Shout out to you legacy niggies. Most of the time, if your kids are born into this lifestyle, although we do push the agenda of generational wealth, your kids are not going to be go-getters, all right? They're going to kind of just coast and sandbag, specifically if you're in a blue-collar life. But if you have them on discipline and have them in tutors and have them in violin lessons, yeah, you might be able to save them from that entitlement. But if you don't, and you be like, you don't have to do nothing, just sleep all day. Them kids is about the finesse. And if you have a daughter like that, she's going to sell punani, all right, for sure. And you're going to be like, why are you selling some? I I could give you some. I mean, the parents are like, I'm working my fingers to the bone. Everything you ever asked for, I've given it to you. And she's still out there throwing the punani around for a couple of dollars. All right, so the parents don't get it. They're like flabbergasted. But let me just tell you something here just to add to this. When you talk about young women and kids, what you think you're giving them is not that much. Okay? What you think you're giving them is not that much. Okay? Same thing when you're dating. When women, same thing with women who are like, I want this and that and that. What you think you're giving them is not that much. You could be like, everything you asked for, I give it to you. Right? I gave you everything that you wanted on your Christmas list. And you'd be like, that should be enough. No, it ain't. Everybody needs a little bit of slush fund. Everybody needs a little bit of discretionary cash. Everybody needs a little bit of money. So people need a little bit of money to spend. Just because you give them things, or especially then you have a girlfriend or a wife, just because you give them, like they ask for something and you give it to them, or they want to go to a concert and you give it to them, that doesn't mean they don't need any more than that. They're going to need a lot more. All right. People need extra money. They need that. They need money to spend without you knowing about it. They do. That goes for children, girlfriends, wives, etc., gigolos. They need their own money to make their own decisions. Now, they're probably going to make dumb decisions, but that's neither here nor there. Just because you give everybody everything, it's not enough. Let me just qualify this, because people say, Coach, man, that's not true, and that shouldn't be the truth. I don't give a fuck what you think. But let me just say this. At your job right now, does your job give you ample enough money to survive? I'll wait. Does your job give you enough discretionary income to buy what you want? Think about this. Your job doesn't. It gives you just enough, just over broke. It gives you just enough. So they give you just enough for rent, just enough for your car note, just enough for your gas and insurance, just enough for a couple of groceries and shit where you got to clip coupons and go on double coupons and put your phone number in the goddamn thing, right? To get the discount. You got to go on Wednesdays. So jobs in general that are salary, that are per hour, you're going to find they give you just enough. You almost need you would need to double your income almost overnight. You would need double what your job gives you, but you're not getting double. So that means the same as your kids. That means the same for your girlfriend. Okay, the same for your girlfriend, the same for your wife. Whatever you're giving her, I give you so much. She's like, yeah, but that's nice, bro. All right, but I need more. More. So what's going to happen is they're going to actually ask you for more. They're going to ask you for more inadvertently, or they'll sneak around and get it. So you can give your daughter everything, and then she'll sneak around and have an OnlyFans. Right? And you're like, why? Well, number one, she's a freak. Are you a real freak? Baby, you tell me. She wants to lay on her back and get fucked and suck dick, all right? And that's what she'll do, all right? And she'll do it on the internet or in real life in person in the hotel room. It don't matter, okay? And, dude, man, you will be surprised at how many parents can't see it. You can't see it. Some parents can't see it, bro. So, yeah, and then when you stop giving them this stuff, they say you're selfish, okay? All right, look, I'm not going to give you this. You didn't ask me for the 15th time and you didn't clean your room. Oh, don't be selfish. Women will call you broken cheap. I'm tired of these broken cheap ass men. You're like, broken cheap? Right? This is a tactic to get you enraged so you can defend yourself. I ain't broke. All right? I could give you a little $300, all right? And now you're going to give her a little $300. She got the money and now she gone. You know, when you have people do jobs for you, okay, they're going to need a little bit more. All right, that's nice. You got a maid. All right, they clean up. The maid is like, that's nice and all, but can I get an extra raise? Okay. People are going to need a raise. It's just enough. No government name BH is in the building. Shout out to you over on the Cash is app. The Cash is app. Shout out to our brother. It is. Hold up. Okay. I'm trying to figure out where I left off. Oh, as Kevin W says, I think work-life balance exists, but not in the way the normies defined it. If you want to increase the quality of your life, you have to increase the amount of work you do and produce. Boss Up 2025. Yes, indeed. We teach you guys.
Better boss up, nigga.
One of the principles that we teach you men is that there's several ways to earn money. The most popular way is trading money for time. All right. Trading time for money. That's what you do. Trade time for money. That's going to be the number one. Number two, right? The number two way is you're going to be a producer. All right. So you can get paid. You can also get paid to residual income. All right. You can get paid on a contract to produce. And then thus you got a high pressure job. But a lot of people do the time for money. All right. But you can also get paid to be a producer. Right. I produce results. I'm going to be here. You're going to hire me to produce results. Right. But I'm going to be held to a standard, meaning that if those results aren't produced, I get fired. A lot of people don't have that job. They don't have that type of job. They're almost always time for money based jobs or salary negotiated, those type of things. And then bartering and trading in this type. Yeah. But you have to be able to find a way to do it. I can't find it for you. Here's William is back. Shout out to our brother. What do you got to say here, William?
Here's William.
Coach, I bought a brand new car for my mom when I started making some money. She drove it back to the dealership and asked the salesperson for an exchange to a better model. It hurt me so bad. You're right, Coach. Family and friends will never appreciate what a man does for them. That's a cold world, man. That is cold. But look,
it's an evil world.
I never buy people shit. All right. I don't buy people stuff. I'd be like, here's the money. All right. You buy what the hell you want. But yeah, that happens sometimes because, you know, people want certain things and specific things, but you'll buy it. And then they're like, oh, let me trade this shit in for payments. And then what happened? What did you say when that happened? This is what you said.
Here's William.
Yeah, I try not to buy people stuff. I don't want to buy people clothes and do all this and be like, oh, yeah. All right, you're going to be very happy with this Gordon Cottrell shirt. And then they open it up and you see the look on their face. They like, oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that shit. Yeah, man, let me put that shit back in the box. Put that shit. Next present. Yeah, next. Okay, so I tend to know that buying people stuff and getting all gift giving is a lot of times for the giver. Gift giving is for the giver. You know, ever have an excited giver or an excited giver? Oh, I can't wait for you to open this. All right. I was thinking about you. All right. When I bought this, I thought about you. When I saw this, I immediately thought you would want this. And they'd be excited and shit. And you'd be like, oh, thank you very much. That's great. I'll take it home and I'll open it later. No. Open it now. Open it now. Open that shit. Yeah, man. Let me see you open it. I want to see the look on your motherfucking face when you see this, bro. Open that shit. Yeah, man. All right, here, right there. All right, shit, you take it all your time, man. Here's some scissors, man. Cut that shit out right there. Let me see it. That's nigga. Yeah, bro. Look at, I thought about you right there. I thought about you. Yeah, you like that? You like that San Francisco 49er jersey? You're like, nope. I don't even like the San Francisco 49er. Why did you think about me when you saw this? Oh, never mind, Brett. You got the gift receipt? Pack that shit back up. Man, I'm gonna wear this. I'm gonna wear this shit. And they ain't gonna wear it once. You ain't gonna wear it at all. But you know what I mean? They see you 5 times the whole year, the next year. Hey, man, I never seen you wear that San Francisco jersey. I wear it all the time when you're not around. Right? You never wear that shit. So people get me stuff, I never wear it. I want to wear the shit that I buy. NGN, why do women get bothered when they're compliments? Oh, why do women get bothered when their compliments or attempt to flirt with men fail? Is it because they know they can't manipulate you if you're indirect towards them and don't care about their validation? Why do they get hurt when they attempt to flirt? I think kind of, but I think it more has to do with they are used to men fawning all over them and they're kind of shocked. All right, it's an ego crusher. And there are a lot of women that just think that they got unlimited options. They can reach for any guy. And typically, in the case of them doing this, they can, but most of the time they're low lives. You know, they're not the upper crust guys. They're low lives. But sometimes they get access to guys that they want and they could just pick it. And sometimes they do and they are sadly mistaken. You're like, you're really bigging up him, right? Look at these guys you're bigging up type shit. But I think it's more has to do with when women approach a guy or flirt with them and it doesn't work, then they're just not used to men they're not used to men rejecting them. I got a lot of men in my DMs. I can pick and choose who I want. And then when they get that reality check, they get a wake-up call. And it's like, damn. So they'll do it once. I'll never again put myself in a situation where I ask a man out. All right, okay. I don't know what to tell you. We got 1,700 in this late delayed broadcast because we're casting about broads. This has been a great show. Shout out to our brother GOV says, I'm always on the stream. Had to show some love. Shout out to GOV in the building. Yeah. Yeah. All right. What do you think is a proper body count for a young woman under the age of 25? All right. What do you think is? What do you think is a proper body count for a woman? Proper body count. Body count. Let me hear your body talk. Woman, age 25. Okay, I'll put some numbers up. 0. All right. 1 to 5. We'll do 5 to 20. And then we'll do We'll do 20 to 50. All right, what is a proper body count? What do you guys think? What is a body count that you can live with? All right, can I live? All right, what is a body count that you can live with? That you'd be like, yeah, okay, 25 years old, she been touched. I never been touched like this. I never been. Somebody says we won't know anyways. I know how to know. All right, if you want the secret to know a woman's body count, because I'll tell you how you can find out. I'll tell you how you can find out, nigga. I'm going to tell you. All right, I'm going to tell you, but I'm not going to tell you on here. I'm going to tell you on Locals. It's CoachGregAdams.locals.com, all right? You can find it out, bro. You can find it out. I'll tell you, all right? But when you find out, nigga, you're going to be a wreck.
Do you have the stomach?
All right, you're going to be a wreck, homie. You're going to be like, yeah, damn. Oh, I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you on CoachGregAdams.locals.com. Remember, somebody remind me on Sunday. Are we going to do a show on Sunday? I'm going to be traveling, so. All right, but people are like, you can never know. All right, you can know, bro. All right. All right, what do we got here? It says proper body count 1 to 5. Oh, no. 1 to 5 is the big result. All right, 12% says 0. 53% said 1 to 5. By 25, y'all niggas about to be.
Here's William.
We got 5 to 20, 21%, and then 20 to 50, 13%. As you can see those numbers right there. 1 to 5. Man almighty. 20. We said 25, not 15. All right, not 15. We said 25. Not 15 years old. All right. So anyway, they can do that. 1 to 5 is a bad weekend for a whore. All right, a skeezer. 1 to 5 is a bad weekend. They can get 1 to 5 in one sexual act. All right, in one orgy, one train. 1 to 5. All right, they can get that in one weekend.
Trying.
One slow Sunday. You know what I mean? A Sunday, you know what I mean? You don't know what to do. It ain't good sports season. Niggas is sitting around watching the Mets versus the San Francisco Giants. And they're just like, the girl's not interested in it. She's bored. She don't watch sports. She just like, let me go and get an orgy. Let's get a train ran on me.
Trying.
All right, by 25, they've at least had one orgy or one train, at least one. All right, so sheesh. All right, 1 to 5 is completely unrealistic. That's completely unrealistic. That could be the first semester of the freshman year in college. That's for sure, easily.
Are you a freshman at the university?
No.
I'm teasing. You look like a freshman.
All right. Shout out to y'all right quick. Let me see what we got in the house. Who sent? Somebody sent me a sponsorship. Ooh, I need to say it's Super Stokes with the co-sponsorship. Shout out to you. Hey, appreciate that. I missed it.
I'm rich, bitch.
Yeah. All right, let's get on with the main event. Let's do it. Main event. All right, so the conversation is, why are more people single? All right, we hear this conversation over and over again, but we have a TikTok woman that wants to tell us why everybody is single. So we're going to hear the Sista. There she is on the screen right there. Why everybody is single. Let's play the video.
So the question is, why are there so many single people who are not interested in dating? And ladies, we got these men shook because all they hear is how much money they should be spending on these dates. So look, if you got a $300 minimum that you feel like a man should be spending on a date, and a man take out 2 women in 1 week with that same mentality, that's $600 that he spent on dates with women that he don't even know that he like yet. And understand that a rich man will spend the money because he'll spend as much as necessary to get what it is that he wants from you because he got it. So our focus should be, is he a protector? Is he a provider? How does he treat his kids? How do he treat his mama? It's so many other things that we could be focused on. Now, there is a caveat. Men, if you broke, you shouldn't be dating. Let's just start there. Women, same thing. If you broke, you shouldn't be dating. Get your life together first. So if you built a lifestyle and you are able to afford a lifestyle of your own, I am not saying go get you a man and find you a man who is broke, but the focus should not be how much he can spend on dates. The focus should be everything that has to do everything with his personality and how he treats you. What y'all think about that?
What I think about that? Heard this shit before. By who did I hear this from before? Name, pick your choice. Take your pick. Pick your poison. CGA. This is shit that the manosphere been saying for plenty of years. All right, people have been knowing this for a long time. Now, the one thing I want to point out is that she's doing the if you're broke, don't date, and then she tries to throw the women on there. Okay, so much for equality. I guess that's equality, but really, women can be broke and date, and they can do pretty decent as long as they're, understand and they're understand and appreciate a man's generosity. If they don't and they feel entitled to that man's money, that's when you see ridiculous behavior. The woman's a strag, but she wants to date a guy that makes 6 figures. All right, is he a scammer, a dope dealer? What is he? All right, what is he? The next one that I want to deal with, and is going to be very important, is the idea of where leverage and options. So she mentions leverage and options. She just doesn't say it. So let's go back and show and point out where the leverage and options are. And I'm actually noticing more people talking about this. Even content creators who were so-called against men buying pleasures are now saying, hey, I understand why a man would do it. Okay, here it is.
So the question is, why are there so many single people who are not interested in dating? And ladies, we got these men shook because all they hear is how much money they should be spending on these dates.
They should be.
So look, if you got a $300 minimum that you feel like a man should be spending on a date, and a man take out 2 women in 1 week with that same mentality, that's $600 that he spent on dates with women that he don't even know that he like yet.
Right.
And understand that a rich man will spend the money because he'll spend as much as necessary to get what it is that he wants from you because he got it.
Because he got it. So leverage and options. All right, just so you can see that. That's exactly what she said. She's like,
straight jacket.
So you hear on the internet a lot of this idea of women being pushed through the algorithm to raid you guys, that men that are providers and that got money and that got willing to spend and they're generous and they spoil, the women are going for it. They'll go for it. I actually have a video of a woman that's going to talk about this. They're going for it. Now, what they don't understand, which I don't think they care, we don't know, it's yet to be determined, that guy, he got it. As Lil Wayne said, it ain't tricking if you got it. So the guy like that they think, oh, I'm going to just date a guy up, well, he can afford her easily, and he can afford to dismiss her. So he has leverage and options. He could just get rid of her. All right, he could just get her in, reel her in, $600, bye-bye. All right. There it is right there. So she's said the leverage and options inadvertently. And then going back to what she previously said, men who cannot afford to date are going to be priced out. So if you go on dates, typically, $300 seems like a lot, but let's just use her numbers. If you take 2 women out, what'll happen is the guy will then try to do what? He will try to double down. He will try to chase that bet with that woman, and that woman is even showing him that she doesn't like him. Not only that, he then says, well, I already took her out once. Might as well try to take her out a second time to get the punani, or the third time. Now he's chasing his bet. So now he puts the 300 down and puts it down again and puts it down again. Once he gets to 600 and 900 and he gets nothing, he's gonna think that they're finessing him. These women be out here finessing me. Well, no, it's because you are limited in resources, and the last part is you're limited in resources, and then the last part is you don't have leverage. So you're taking the little money you have to try to impress somebody else. All right. And these women don't like you. And then a woman will really like you if she pays 50% of the bill. Okay. Yeah. See, that's going to be ass backwards mindset, because that's going to make you just automatically select that woman. Is that the best woman you can get? Is that the best woman for you? No. Does she like you? Not really. But she used that to get you in the mindset that she likes you. She likes the idea of a relationship. And she will do that to even push you further and faster to a relationship. It's a manipulation tactic. It's a manipulation tactic. It's nothing more, nothing less. Everything women do is to manipulate. Okay? That's what they do. They manipulate it. So when they start going, well, I don't care about fancy restaurants. I don't care about rich guys. I don't care about cars. I don't care about restaurants. I don't care about this and fancy dates on the first date. And then they just basically say, let's just meet for coffee. Let's just meet for Subway sandwiches. And then you're just going to go for it. Oh, wow. Yeah, she really liked me because she paid half the tab. And she only wanted me to take her for coffees. And I still hit. Lost leader. Okay? Lost leader. That's a manipulation tactic, clearly. That's not how she really felt in her entire life. That's how she's doing now. Now, in that situation here, shout out to this woman here for giving us 2017 talking points.
So our focus should be, is he a protector? Is he a provider? How does he treat his kids? How do he treat his mama?
Oh, you see, these days are gone. This is a bygone era. How does he treat his mama? Most women really, I'm going to tell you, man, and today's single women, most women don't really care about that. At some point, they might, if they're considering marriages, but also you have to also consider that her body count is between 20 and 50 by this point. All right, so older women are going to care for that. How does he treat his mama type shit? Younger women ain't going to care about this. Women that are 16, 18, 19, 20, 24, 23, 26, they don't care. They don't care. All right, shout out to her right there for giving us this. And next thing you know, they're going to talk about what his shoes look like. You know, you can tell a man who takes care of himself by the way he takes care of his shoes. Press 1 in the chat if you used to hear that. Not sneakers, not you sneakerheads. All right, they're not impressed how you take care of them plastic leather ass shoes that look like gum. You got them out of a gumball machine. Nobody cares about them fucking shoes and how clean you can keep them. All right, other than Strags. We're talking about grown man shoes. We're talking about grown man shoes. All right, not these little sneakers and look like you a 12-year-old wearing them and shit. Who remembers them days where they'd be like, man, you could tell a good man and a man that knows how to be a man by the way he polishes his shoes, this type shit. You know what I mean? This used to be what people talked about, particularly black women, all right, because people used to dress up and wear slippery shoes, and they used to have to polish them up and keep them clean. Now, if your shit look like they turned over, if you look like they talking between the sole and the leather, if they look like they need to be resoled, if they look like your shit caving in on the inside and turned inside, okay, you know, if the top of your shoe just tipping up like this and ain't even hitting the ground, you got them fake pleather Payless shoes and your whole foot hurting. Okay, yeah. Yeah. They be like, he ain't the man. He ain't the man. They got dust all over him. You can't pull the now later gators out. But yeah, man, I'm going to tell you, that used to be a thing. It's not anymore. I mean, who shines shoes anymore? Who shines shoes? All right, going back to it, we got the next video on here. This is going to back up what the woman was talking about how younger women tend to want to pivot to date rich men. All right. So now, again, not all women will do this, but many women will consider it. As the great pimp on American Pimp said, all women have or thought about selling punani. All women have or thought about selling punani. Now, there's a difference of how you sell it, meaning that you're going to go on monetized dates. You're going to go on dates. Are you going to let men pay the bill? These are all ways of kind of selling it or selling the possibility of it. But all women will go through this phase. I'll just get me a rich guy. I'll be a gold digger. I'll just be a stay-at-home mom. All right. They'll do this. Why do I work so hard? It's typically when they work at 70 hours a week and life start kicking their ass and they can't make ends meet and rent still due.
Your rent's due, motherfucker.
Maybe I'll just marry a rich, ugly guy. There was a phrase where they say, I'll just marry a sugar daddy and not give him the sugar. That's the idea of the finesse, the manipulation. All right, so this young piece of calico, somebody's daughter, and definitely CGA fixing to fold her up like a love letter from the 2nd grade. Shout out to her. This woman says, let's see what she says here. Oh, damn, this video is long. It says, why I think I'm going to only start dating rich guys. Why? She's young, okay? Wait till she finds out all of these big, fat, belly-ass rich guys that she fixing to date and let sweat all up over her. Okay, rich guys are going to not be most of the time attractive, but you're going to be letting a big old nasty warhog fuck you raw. All right, 100%. In a hotel room, 1 hour in, 1 hour out like an escort. All right, it ain't no big deal. Ain't no chicken wang, ain't nothing but a chicken wang on the string. Let's play the video.
It's not to be so Share 7 coded, but I do think it's in my best interest to start only dating guys who are financially well off and generous instead of like regular or broke guys. Even though like a lot of my friends who are a little bit older than me and are models and doing this kind of stuff in this scene, they are dating guys who like have a lot of money. I myself have always been like, I'm young and I want to experience like young love and like being swept off my feet and this and that, and I don't want to date for like ulterior motives. I want to date for like love and a teenage dream type thing. However, that just seems like it's not in my cards, because like a lot of the guys that I do date, and I date right, and I do all the things that are supposed to be like right for the girls to do and like make them chase you and this and that, and yet they still just don't have the emotional capacity to emotionally support me in the way that I want, or for me to have that like dream. And maybe I just haven't found one yet. But all the other guys who I've gone on dates with and like romantically pursue have been the same, and they really can't support me emotionally or financially.
Okay, we talk about this, and this woman looks like she's about 22. All right, so this is a classic time where they pivot to this type of mindset. Okay, so what worked when you were 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 doesn't work again now that you're 22. They start being like, let me get a taste of the fabulous life. Let me sip some champagne. You know what I mean? Let me go to a nice brunch. Let's go on a nice vacation. Because yeah, they're probably in their prime. They're in their prime, best time they're gonna look, right? They're gonna look the best, most likely at that age. Right? Ladies, I don't want to hear you talk about this. Typically, men are gonna be like, all right, they at least gonna look. Right, they might not touch, but they at least gonna be like, look at them little chicken cutlets. Look at them little things sitting up, titty sitting right, chair. Want to bite, yeah. But of course, they get to the point where that teenage love, that goofy pooky love, they're gonna grow out of. All right, the Shaggy guy, the guy that looks like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, where you'll see that woman with that guy when she's like 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, maybe 22. Sometimes it goes further than that. At some point, she'll wake up. She'll be like, hold up. Hold up. What the fuck am I missing? And this dude's still smoking pounds and pounds of weed, just chilling, playing video games. And at some point, she's going to wake up. Normally around that 22, 23, 24, 25 area. They're going to go want a little bit more. They're going to see if they can go get it. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to be successful at getting it, or they'll get a little bit of a taste of it, and they might turn around and pivot. All right, which means they'll then start looking for this guy.
And that's you.
All right, so they'll pivot out of that. They'll grow out of that too, because it's not going to be what it's all cracked up to be. It's not going to be what it's all cracked up to be. So they'll be like, man, damn, all of these guys are old. They're old and disgusting, and they got disgusting behaviors, and they just, soggy balls, paws. You know what I mean? Big fat gunts, stomachs, right? Hey, it's like they're disgusted by this. There's not going to be a lot of handsome rich guys. There are going to be a few here and there, but they're not going to be. So she's going to try to figure that out. Okay, how do I get somebody that looks like Morris Chestnut and is rich and is got emotional and financial support? I need that emotional financial support. So that's what she's going on for right there. They're going to do it. And my problem is, not my problem, the best thing for me is I'm able to put hands on all these girls' hips. Because at this point in my life, I got leverage and options. I'm able to fuck. I'm able to take this woman and go, oh, yeah? Fancy you say that. All right. Why don't you come on over here? Come on over. Why don't you come on over here? I got something for you. All right. I got some emotional and some financial support wrapped up in one. All right. Wrapped up in that little thing you see my drawers in right there. Here you go right there. You see that in my drawers? There's your emotional and financial support. So I'm going to be able to put hands on hips. Easy. All right. And then you niggas will be like, man, well, you had to pay for it. You had to trick. I'll be like, yeah, it don't matter. All right. I used and abused and tossed, chucked and ducked. Let's put you on that mentor program. Let's tell you how to invest in some crypto. I got you, baby. Then come on over. And you never talk about mentorship. You never talk about investment. What you start doing is folding women up like a love letter from the second grade. And then you be like, you know what? Why don't you go home? Bye-bye. All right. See you later. I'll see you next week. And then she's stuck outside riding the Uber back home. All right. Panties still wet. And she been in and out of there in 57 minutes and 32 seconds. All right. She barely got the full hour. Now she back home going back to her lonely ass kitchen. All right. Or her parents' house. That's what she going back doing and wondering what happened to her with her wig all sweated out and her mascara running. All right. And she going back home. All right. She trying to figure out what happened and why she only up $300. All right. She only up $300 that she fixing to spend. Like, oh, damn, I guess. I done wrung her ass out. But she up here. I think I should be dating men to give me emotional and financial support. Come on over here. I got some emotional and financial support for your ass. Send you back to your college dorm. Wrung out and hung up wet, motherfucker. But so then they'll go through that and they'll be like, oh, man, these guys have a power dynamic that I can't get over. Oh, okay. All right. So all of that fairy tale, that romance, all of that wine and dine in 69. All right. All that shit going to get shortened up after a while. And then they going to go be back with you goofy ass niggas, not knowing she got a body count of 50 to 100.
And that's you.
100%. All right. When she comes back and you see all of those pictures, here's a secret. Here's the secret. Yep, and she's going to be in therapy for sure after a while doing this. All right, but here's where you got to understand. Anytime you see a woman that has a dating profile and she's in a hotel room, she's in a suite, she's in an airplane, she in something right here, a man has flued her the fuck out. Okay, she taking pictures with hotel beds in the background. You know what time it is. Cheeks done being got clapped. All right, somebody done folded that shit up and gave her the 47-minute special, the nutski, and the $450 out the dough. And now she looking for a new dick to hop on. All right, and now she gonna start looking for goofies. But I love when they talk that shit down. Come on, bring your ass over here to the top 5% of men so we can wring your ass out. Oh, by the way, married men are gonna be doing this too. Half of her men are gonna be married men. Married men. So why are people single? Yeah, it's a whole evil ass world out here. She gonna have a whole bunch of married men breezing through town. Hey, I'm back in town. Remember we fucked last year? All right, at the Fairmount. I got a suite again. Come on through. Okay. Come on through. Yes, sir. And ninjas are saying $450. Bruh. Hey. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. I would never pay that. Well, you ain't gonna ever hit either. She gonna be hanging out at your house. Talking about what we getting for dinner. Where we going for dinner now? Where we at right here? Let's see here. What else she got to talk about? Let's see. She still got some shit to say. So let me see what we got.
So it's like, at what point do I just start going for it financially? Because if the financial guy can't support me emotionally, okay, but neither is the guy who's not supporting me financially. So it's like, might as well have fun and go on boats and go to Europe and stuff while I'm at it, you know?
Woo. Hey, wow. Listen to this. These are your daughters out here. These are your daughters that you don't know be doing this. All right. When they just walk about the door and don't come back for 2 or 3 days, this is what they're doing. She said, and I quote, "Why take a man that if the man's going to give me financial and less emotional, I'll take that over more emotional and less financial." She took the lesser of two evils for her. She picked her poison. She was like, men aren't going to give you both. So might as well take the guy that gives you more financial and less emotional than the guy that gives you emotional and less financial. I told you we were doing this. You guys won't believe me. This is what's happening, and this is what she's using to justify it. That's what we're at. We're at leverage and options. And we have women that are willing to do this for a period of time. All right. She's like, yo, take me with you, baby.
I've flown myself to Paris. I've done Greece. I've island hopped. I've done all of that.
Take me with you. Take me with you. I'll do whatever you want. You got boats. Let's go. Vacations, trips. Let's do it. Excursions. I'm down. And guess what? She's going to get 47 minutes of cheeks getting clapped. With a few $50 raining on her forehead attached to some semen. That's what she's going to get. All right. But that's what she's going to more get. She not 8 times out of 10. That's what she's going to get playing this game. Maybe 2 times every now and then she's going to have a guy that want to trick on her and take her on vacations and shit like this. Most of the time she's just going to get her boobie skeeted on. And what's that Band-Aid there for? What's that? Herpes? All right, let's continue.
I don't want to sound like very jaded, but that is the reality of our current situation in this like climate with dating and stuff. But yeah, I think that you should be getting something out of it. And for guys, they're getting the chance to be in my presence, and I'm very smart, I'm very hot, I'm very funny. Like, there's just more pluses for them than there is for me. So I think that by me dating someone who is more financially well off, then it starts to get even. And so many people will vilify you for saying that.
Here we go.
But I think it's just a way for them to keep you in a place where they can keep using your free labor without putting any labor into you.
I've been saying this for a long time. So what happens is the guys that can't participate in this, they get mad and they say, well, you messing it up for me. How? So you want us to not do it so you can get a benefit? Right? And so she's saying the guys just want to give it for free. All right, she said, fuck that. I ain't getting nothing from it. You did do this initially, but now you're pivoting from it. Now Pookie done got them guts. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Because what is the real labor that men give us? Like, a lot of times it isn't emotional. You can ask a lot of married people. So the labor that they put into us is a lot of times financially, and that's just how it's set up in society. We do a lot of labor for them, and that's how I see it being equal. I was talking to my sister the other day, and she was saying that, Kaylin, we need to stop going like this and start going like this.
I don't know what she's talking about. All right, but I'm now looking at her. She sounds about 20 or 21. This is a young woman, and she gonna fuck a lot of white dudes. All right, just to let you know, a lot of white dudes fixing to pay and trick on her. All right, I don't know what just looking at her build. The shoulders, the less body fat, the titty sitting up, being pushed up, the collarbone, looking at her arms. I'm looking at her hands, okay? Her hands in terms of her nails, okay? I don't see, they look a classic nail. This woman is young. I'm thinking that this woman is probably 20 or 21. Okay, so she's not in the 25 category. I don't see no wrinkles right near the titties. I don't see no dark-ass, black-ass meat by the armpit. All right. I'm looking at the neck. I'm looking at this chin here. This is a young woman. All right. And I'll definitely begov her a little bit here and there. All right. But reaching up, not instead of down. Okay. That's what she's doing there. I don't know what she's talking about.
We need to stop going like this.
All right. Reaching up.
And start going like this.
Pulling down. Okay. That's what she's talking about here.
So I think she's right. However, I'm not saying that if a guy who didn't have money came to me and was like so perfect that I wouldn't date him, because that is kind of what I originally wanted. However, every time that I think that's going to be the case, I get duped. So like, I'd rather get duped in Milan than duped in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Like, it's also not like I want to be like mooching off of these people. Like, I want my own career and stuff. It's just like, we do have to think about what we're getting out of dating some of these people, because
dude, this is showing you why people are remaining single. Once this woman goes through years and years of this, she's gonna get spit out and she's gonna be difficult to marry. Okay? She's going to be difficult to marry. She's going to get chewed up and spit out. She's going to see men in a way that she shouldn't have seen men, but she chose that life. And then what'll happen is she'll then look for the that shoe guy, or she'll still think that, I'm going to still do this for as long as I can. But then she's getting aged out. There's a new 18-year-olds on the marketplace every week. Okay? And then she'll be out here floundering, rushing men down the altar, this type of thing. So, yeah, this is going to be difficult for them to get out of. Once you get into this lifestyle, you really can't get out. The only way you can get out is you marry a goofball, a gump, which is possible for her.
Because, like, I don't want to just be dating someone to just date them. Like, that, there's no point. Like, especially when how society is set up, women are going to be better partners. That's just how it is.
Wow.
So,
false.
If we're being better partners to them and they're getting free emotional labor, physical labor from us, and we're not getting that back from them, and we're not getting any financial anything from them too, then it's just like we're net negative, which that's what they want us to be. To the guys, it's just like, would you rather be with a girl who's ugly and a bitch to you, or a girl who's hot and a bitch to you? And there's no option of them being nice to you, they're just always going to be a bitch to you. Which would you rather? You'd probably pick the girl who's pretty and a bitch to you. That's how I feel about the guys. They're all like basically bitches to all these girls. So I'd rather take the rich one. And I already know that there's going to be people who are devoted to intentionally misunderstanding me. So go ahead, I guess. Yeah, if you see me pop up with a guy, then he's probably rich, or he hasn't duped me yet and he's being very emotionally kind.
All right. Yeah, dude. Yeah, she's young. She's young. She might not barely even be 20. Looking at that face, it's kind of tadpole. It's just giving kind of tadpole. It's giving underdeveloped. So this woman might not barely even be 20. So this is where we're at. I told you, niggas, man. I know, man. That was tough to listen. Hey, right. You see what happened? I almost got put to sleep watching her. All right. I was like, all right, it was a long night last night. All right, that was a way too long to listen to that chicken buck. Why women are single. We have this woman here. Okay, try not to get a long video. All right, I'm trying not to get a long video. It says, how to date a provider man and have him take care of your expenses immediately. We have a sprinkle type lady. This is the second time she's appeared on my show, and this is giving you an indication of why more people are single. How to date a provider man and then have them take care of your expenses immediately.
Not be asking the men that you're dating small things, okay? So if you want them to like pay for your nails and your hair and all of that, I don't start off with that. Like, I'm starting off with big things. First of all, like, you need to give me things. I need to see how like you operate, so how you like plan dates and whatnot. And then during the dates, I will say, I'll preface it like, hey, I just want to be direct. I don't want to waste your time and I don't want mine wasted. When I am with a man, like dating him or exclusively, I expect my bills to be taken care of. I expect my maintenance to be taken care of. You are seen with me, and you know, I do make you feel great. I do that. You can go and see other people. I can go and see other people. And so if I'm with a man, the man takes care of me.
All right, so yeah, that's going to be what escorts do. All right, so you're talking about escort. All right, which is fine. I mean, I get it. I mean, I don't want to put a label on it, but that's what escorts do. All right, they see other men. All right, they get paid for their time or their effort. You know, not their effort, their time and their beauty. Right. I take a girl out to, the boxing match or whatever, and I pay her for being there. Yeah, that's what that's called. And then you go back after we done fucking. You can go fuck somebody else, and then I book you again weeks later. Hopefully you don't catch a STI, bacterial vaginosis, or a yeast infection. All right, then you'll be broke. All right, but as you can see here, this is why more and more people will be single. They're remaining single. We have the people encouraging this type of behavior. Not I, though, but we have a lot of women that are agreeing to this. If you just take a look, 18,000 likes.
I just see it that way. That's the role that men have in my life when they're dating me. And
how about equality? Where did that go?
if that works for you, then let me know. If not, then no.
All right, it don't work.
I'm just very direct. Like, very, very direct. These are my expectations. Can you meet them or can you not? You cannot be asking the men that you're dating small things.
All right. Oh, by the way, I'm just showing you why women are, why more people are single. More people are single. Remember, that's the main event. And this person here represents women in an era bygone, in a time gone. So yeah, you're talking about 40-year-old stuff. We need to do this and we need to do that. All right, but what's happening with the 20-year-olds? They over here in these streets. They're over here. All right, last one, and then we'll wrap it up. We have this woman that says right here, can you be happy being single? All right, so here we go.
One thing I love about being single is how people will dead ass look you in the eye and be like, you should just enjoy this time. You should enjoy it. It'll be fun. Enjoy being single. And then they'll proceed to go home to their family, their baby and their husband and make little fucking muffins and cuddle up and watch a movie. I'm like, yeah, I bet you think I should enjoy it. It's so fun. One thing I love about being single is how people will dead ass look you in the eye and be like, you should just enjoy this time. You should enjoy it. It'll be fun. Enjoy being single. And then they'll proceed to go home to their family, their baby and their husband and make little fucking muffins and cuddle up and watch a movie. I'm like, yeah, I bet you think I should enjoy it. It's so fun.
All right, so she's not having any fun here. I mean, I think that is a chiseled jaw. That is a chiseled jaw right there. But yeah, she's saying, right, I would hate to see her with a short haircut and that flat ass iron face. And let me stop this and look with that. This woman's a beautiful woman, I suppose. Here it is.
Where the white women at?
All right. And what happens is these women are telling you, just stay single. And then they go home and have to fuck their husbands. Or they have to hate their husbands. Just stay single. Just do what you want. But of course, no matter how you give it to women, they want the opposite. All right, you give them, hey, be single and independent. They'll do it for a little while and they'll be like, yeah, but I really want to start a family. And then they'll pivot. Or they'll marry young. They'll marry at 25, 28, and they'll marry young, or 22. They'll get married, and then they'll say, how about I be single? Okay, I'd rather be single than to deal with this misery. They'll get bored. That peace leave will stop itching, or start itching. All right, that peace leave will start itching, and they will want to go out there in them streets. Okay, the streets will be calling. All right, so that's the show today. Do me a favor, man. Hit the like button. I'm going to go ahead and hit the super chats. The super chats. All right, super chats. What am I doing here? All right, here we go right here. Super chat and out the door. Super chat time. Super chat time. It is CJ. If we do the minimal math and assume a woman is very strict, 18 active and one body per year, very conservative by 25, that's 7. Some of these dudes are unrealistic. Yep, so they have a long-term relationship. Well, that's one guy. But then when they break up with that guy, they're going to pick up 2 or 3 guys. Why? Because they're going to go on dates. All right, so it's going to average out just 1 per year. And by 18, she starts being active, which we know it's more like 16, and some girls, 14. Okay, just add it up. There ain't no way they ain't getting out without 5 bodies. All right, 5. NGN is sad that men are mad that they are free due to feminism observed with peace leave. Oh, sorry. It's sad that men are mad that they are free due to feminism Obsessed with peace leave when they could just rent it and crash out at the idea of self-care. And going on 5 vacations, men truly see themselves as nothing more than pet wallets. They don't want freedom or to live life on easy mode. Yeah, I think that's reality. Men want to pull women back so bad so you can fulfill your fantasy of being the patriarch and having a legacy. You're not going to do it. It's not going to happen for you. I'm sorry. H Hustle Every Day says, to that brown sugar babe, I'd fold up. Emotionally maturity means, and it must mean, don't judge me. Now my other way wasn't working. 100%. All right. Don't judge me. It was in my past. All right. A girl can make a mistake. Big Buck says, get you a cup of Joe on me, coach. Thank you very much. And I need that. Shout out to Avery. And he says,
your third leg was just phenomenal.
Paul, shout out to you. Shout out to the dictator. Band-Aid from her burning herself with the hot comb. Absolutely. Or the curling iron, for sure, burning herself. And that's a young girl's move too. All right. That's what tells me she's young. She done got that burn. She done got that burn on her titty. All right. That happens all the time. Or they're rushing and they get a burn. All right. I dated this sister and she had a burn on there, an eternal burn on her boobie. And she had nice boobies. All right. It was sad to see. And we have our brother Martin Muhammad. He says, wow, coach, this is a hell of a principle with your pup. He says, I think you went into it yesterday as well, that everything has a cost after the initial cost. I can't think of anything besides a book that I don't have to have money for real. You want puppies, you want dogs, and you want animals. These animals get sick. They get hurt. And it's an extra expense. You got to maintain it. You got to maintain everything. Maintenance is always going to, maintenance is cheaper than repair. Repair is cheaper than replace. This also goes to a business-minded thing. When you're business-minded, if you have a business and you have clients, which one's easier? Finding new clients or retaining old clients? What happens? What's more expensive? Sorry. What's more difficult? What's easier? It's easier to retain current clients. It's harder to find new clients because you got to go through an entire sales process. With the previous clients, you could just say, oh, what is it that you didn't like about this service? You could give them a survey, or when they call to cancel, you could say, well, why are you canceling? Okay, instead of canceling, I'll just half the price. So this is the same thing with cars, luxury items, women, dogs, animals. It's not the cost to buy. This is why I say dating, you're really talking about the expense of dating. Well, you're in trouble because the expense of a relationship is going to be tenfold, if not 100-fold. As soon as you get in a relationship, that expense goes up exponentially. And do not start moving in, getting married, and having cars. It's going to go up 1,000 times. All right. It's going to go up 1,000 times. So if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. But yes, retaining clients is easier than finding new clients. And also when it comes to new stuff or nice shit, these are luxuries. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. Not just more than the car note, more than the premium gas, more than the insurance. You're going to then need to be able to pay for the maintenance. That maintenance don't play. And it's never going away. Maintenance is never going away. You guys think you're going to, I can't remember who had this meme, but you people think you're going to buy a car. I'm going to buy a car that leaves little maintenance. You're cooked. Right? You're cooked. Are you crazy? All cars need maintenance. At some point, the alternator is going to go out. At some point, the timing belt's going to fucking snap. At some point, you're going to have to get some new tires. At some point, you're going to need to get a car wash. At some point, you might even think about getting your car detailed. At some point, you might need to do the 20, 30, 40, 60,000 mile inspection. At some point, same thing with houses. Same thing with houses, boats, swimming pools, all of these things that you think, oh man, I should get one of these. Dude, you're going to pour money into that you won't even see. The pool is there. You won't see the pool improve, but you're going to dump money into it. And it's going to be the same fucking pool. Same thing as cars. That cars is going to have some issues and you're going to put new shit on it. It's going to look the exact same. You're going to be throwing money. Kids, houses. House is going to always have maintenance costs. Always. And then people are like, I don't pay. Women got maintenance costs that they try to pass on to you all the time. That's what they're doing. If you want to break down what women are doing, they're just passing on their maintenance costs to you. All right. And they're saying, look, I'm going to sit here and keep you coming and look pretty. They're just passing the maintenance costs over to you. All right. The Zoe package, if you will. Okay.
Hair, makeup, esthetician, facials, vagina waxing, everything. That is all independent.
All right. So they're saying, if you want to be with me, here's my maintenance costs. All right. And they've been saying that for years. All right. I gotta have makeup and hair and wigs and weaves and clothes and all this shit. All right. Nobody said you had to have all of that. Just put your hair in a ponytail and wear some sweats. No, I can't do that. All right. So they'll say it's about you and not about you. I don't get dressed for men. I don't get dressed for men. I don't wear makeup for men. But of course, when it's time to date, they wear makeup for men. Okay. Anyway, shout out to the Coach Gang. That was an abbreviated show. I got some shit to do. All right. Taking care of Nova and some other ish to do. But do me a favor, hit the like button on the way out. Peace.
Better boss up, nigga.